Right guys, hi, it's Jimmy here, as I'm getting gloves on. I don't have as much time as I had earlier on for the last video because the expo now has opened up and people are kind of crowded in, so I'm not sure how much noise is going to be in the background. In this video I am trying out the new tyre model on the F3 car, and more importantly, you might recognise this pit lane. This is Catalonia. So my first time around Catalonia in iRacing on a new tyre model. I've been told I've got to be very careful coming out the pits on the first lap and a bit because the tyres are very cold and it's very easy to spin. So you're going to see that essentially raw and unedited, hopefully. So let's leave the pit lane in our F3 car. I'm told auto limiter is on. Yep, there it goes. Now we go then. Out the pits in our F3 car. A car that I've driven a little bit before this new tyre model. I'm going to be nice and easy coming down the T1. I'm quite nervous now. I don't want to loop this straight away. But I'm just trying to get to the point where the tyres are at a nice temperature and I can maybe start pushing a little bit. Okay, yeah, they're cold. Maybe come down a little bit. Now, Mr. Greg West, who's in the background, who's been helping me out a lot with this, has very kindly given me some downforce to play with. So hopefully that's going to make me look better than I actually am, which is pretty much my entire sim racing career at this point. Using the brakes down the hill, but you can tell everything's very cold. It feels very lethargic so far. I've got to say, it's mad to be driving Catalonia in iRacing. I feel like I'm playing an F1 game right now. My brain isn't quite processed that we're in iRacing at the moment. Of course, like everything in iRacing, laser scanned, so it should be nice and accurate, which means I can't have excuses when I do badly. I can feel the rear of the car really moving quite a bit, sliding around some of the corners. Where can I brake here? I'm going to brake at the 150 just for the first lap. Nice and soft. Okay, the car's feeling a bit better now. I'm going to see if I can attack this corner up here a little bit and see what it does. It's starting to, a little bit of push through the last chicane. Watch out for the big sausage boys on either side. We don't like those. Well, we're in Germany, so maybe we do. Right, let's get on the power. Let's see what we can do. So, down the start finish straight. These things are faster than I remember them being. Do we have a 7th gear in this? We don't. 6th gears. 150 mile an hour. Almost stopping out. Where are we going to brake? We'll try the 100. Oh no. Too heavy on the brakes. Bit of a lock up on the way in. That won't look on the TV cameras. I'm being a bit easy on the power still. I can still feel the car wriggling. You're right on the edge through there. Okay. That was very close to having a monumental accident, which again sums up my sim racing career. Trying to be nice and soft, trying to be, failing dismally. I always feel like they make big progress with every time model in iRacing. This is like, again, the same sort of story. It's nice to have to be careful on the outlap, you know, like, it sounds like a very simple thing, but in iRacing on the old time models, the way you have a quick, fast lap is you go out and you crawl around on your outlap. Crawl around on your outlap and then cross the start-finish line to start your flying lap with as cold a tyres as possible. In this, it feels like you have to really give them time and pay attention to them before you can start really wailing on it, just like the real thing, you know? Which is what we're always trying to look for as sim fans, that extra level of immersion. And there you go, the car's biting a lot better now, especially at the front end. I can kind of almost direct it. I think inherently the setup has a little bit of understeer, but otherwise it feels all good. I'll have one more. But that's at 145, so let's see if we can go quicker than that. Now I know from my last lap I'm going to be a bit careful coming around T3. I had to count the corners in my head there. There you go, locking up this time. Pitch it in on the power, nice and early. Transition. We've got a little bit of downforce, but not a lot, so we can't take the mick. There you go, that's nice. Not quite flat, just lifting a tiny bit. Just for confidence sake. Now coming into this second section now. I really like this corner in a downforce car, but this car doesn't have as much downforce as I usually like, so a bit scary. Stand left hand is so easy to catch snatch a tyre down there, snatch a brake, pick up some tyre smoke. No, uphill. You can feel just through that left-hander. I mean, again, F1 games will tell you that the car loops there automatically, but it doesn't. You can feel the rear end doing its thing. A little bit of a slide through there, a little bit. I kind of feel like the gap between... you have more time to identify when the car is starting to slide. So iRacing historically has been very... you start sliding, and the car does naughty things. Pretty much instantly. Here you have a little bit of time to correct it before the car starts doing said naughty things. This section of Catalonia as well. Very pretty. What you kind of expect from iRacing though. Right, so I think we do one more lap, I think. One more lap. This is Moorish. How can a car be Moorish? I don't know, but it is. 142, there you go, that's a bit better. Let's see if we can go a bit lower than that. Really trying to attack the circuit now. Nearly on the limiter there. Oh, just throwing it. You can see very early where these big curves are. There's little mini anti-cuts on the inside of each corner here. We're just looking to try and avoid those. Open the steering. Still a little bit skatey through there, even with the tyres being nice and warm. There's such a big difference between how this was when they came out of the pit lane and how it is now. And that sounds like a very basic thing to say, but it's something that we've not experienced in iRacing before, so it's very refreshing. There you go, softly. On the power. Run out to the curb there. You know, I don't really like Catalonia at the best of times, but it's very fun driving it in this right now. Oh, avoid the curve, just about turned in there before the big old anti-cut. Oh, I better lift off oversteer there. Gotta be careful with that. I like me brake here. Later than that, probably. I made it very lightly on the brake. Still easy to lock the tyres, it feels like. Easy. Easy now. There you go. Just really yeet it in there. Just nibble the curve there. Don't mean nibbling sausages. Not on this video. So out of the last corner, easy flat in this car. Will we improve? We do slightly by a couple of attempts there. 142.3, but yes, new tyre model. Gets a thumbs up from me. I really am happy to see the slow tyre or the cold tyre advantage go, because it was a little bit frustrating before, because you'd end up having you couldn't warm up the car sufficiently, you couldn't warm yourself up sufficiently. You have to go out for a qualifying lap, crawl around, then get on it. No such thing with this new tyre model, and this version of Catalonia 2, I mean, it's up to that iRacing standard, so which doesn't really sound like a compliment, but the standard in iRacing tracks are so high that this meets it easily, so very happy to say that. But going to end it off there before I start coughing again, because still ill. But yes, again, massive thank you to Greg West and Kevin Bobbitt for putting me in here. I really appreciate you giving me the time on your rig at a very busy expo. And yeah, go give it a try, guys. This new tyre model is free on the F3 car if you already own it. Catalonia isn't, of course, but you can buy that if you want. And yeah, if you enjoyed the video, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, do all the good things. Take care, have an awesome day. Catch you all next time.